I have to do a quick part 2 because I forgot to say regarding that Princess House thing, like if you can't find a Princess House cooker, if you didn't go to a Princess House party in the mid-2000s and own one of these casserole dishes, and wanted to cook a chicken in the microwave because you were short on time or whatever, because a lot of people are like, why would I cook a chicken in the microwave? I can just cook it in the oven. But maybe someday you're going to want to do that. In my research, it looked like if you, like I saw one place where it said to use an oven bag, or I don't see why you couldn't do this with any kind of a glass covered casserole situation. But one of the recipes I found said take the skin off. But the Princess cooker actually makes the skin still delicious. Like, it's probably more delicious if you did it in the oven, but it's pretty freaking delicious if you do it that way. And the other thing I wanted to say was I had this horrible, like nightmare after nightmare last night. And I wrote down something on my phone about it so I would remember. But it was like one of those nightmares where you go to sleep and then you have this nightmare and then you wake up and then you go right back into the nightmare. But what was horrible about this was that I was going to get married. And at first, I think I was getting married to an ex-boyfriend from like a long, long time ago. And there haven't been that many, so people would be able to figure out who I'm talking about. Not that there's anything wrong with him. He's great. But like, I wouldn't be wanting to get married. And then it turned into my ex-husband. Now, I'm really glad. I mean, he's my Facebook friend. And he can watch this, but he probably won't because he's never on Facebook. But he knows, like, in a million bajillion, cajillion years, I would never marry him ever again. And in this dream, we were going to get married, and apparently the way the wedding ceremony was going to go was that we were going to act out a 3-act play. I remember very specifically it had 3 acts. Like, there was going to be the first part, and then a break, and we were trying to like work on the lines of the play, and there was this huge rush to get it done. And I was like, well, if we can't remember our lines, then like, I'll just write us some vows or something. And I remember thinking like, this seems like a horrible idea. Like, I don't think we should be doing this. And my mom was in the dream, which is always weird when mom shows up in a dream. But it was like, I knew she was sick, but of course I was confused because I was like, you passed away. So what are you doing in the dream? But she was sick, but she was at the wedding. And I remember at the last minute, like, I was like, I still need to go run out and like try to find some shoes to wear because my feet look horrible because I need a pedicure, because in real life, like, I seriously need a pedicure so bad. And I was going to go do that. And it was like, it was just awful. Like, it was just like this whole total fear, this anxiety and dread. Like, I'm like, I shouldn't be getting married. And then I think I woke up, and then I went back, and then when I went back to sleep into the dream, it was the same sort of thing, except I think it was my ex-husband, or maybe it was somebody else that I was going to get married. And they said that he was drugged, but it was like, I don't think I wrote that one down. Drugged on something like soma, but it was like something specific, like some sort of synthetic soma, something or another, that was making him act like he'd been up for days. It was like, basically, it was so bizarre, and it was horrible, and it was awful. And this is what you get if you have a late night binge on Nutella and cashews. Don't do it, because that was basically like the dream masters going, see, if you keep being like fat and doing stuff like that, then you're going to have these horrible, awful nightmares where you're going to marry your ex-husband and have tore up feet, and it's going to be terrible. So I don't think I wound up being married, because I think I woke up in like this cold sweat sort of situation. But anyway, that was all I wanted to add to that. Okay, bye.